Hello. I'm waiting for this to populate on Twitter and Facebook. Just seeing how it looks. Let's see, I'm looking. There we go. Okay. So, hello. Forgive me for my exhausted look. I'm very tired. Hi, Carol. Let me know if you can hear me or if you have trouble hearing me. Today, let's see here. I'm just gonna say I'm live. I'm live. Okay. So, hello, David. So, I just wanted to talk about a couple things today. It's obviously National Voter Registration Day. And I am going to start doing these lives every day, live streaming every day. I'm very grouchy today. Oh, thank you, Carol. I'm grouchy because ever since Justice Ginsburg passed away, the meanness of the Republicans has gone to another height. We already knew that Republicans were hypocritical in the fact that they're going to try to push through a nomination in the next 45 days. It's frustrating to me that they don't care, right? We knew that already. We knew that they didn't care. We knew that they were fine with being hypocritical. We know that they have, people like to say Machiavellian tactic, but not even Machiavelli. Like Machiavelli's philosophy wasn't like this. Machiavelli's philosophy was whatever means necessary to serve the people best. But that is not what the Republicans are doing. They're doing what serves their own interests best. Just them, just not their base, just themselves. So it's been very, very upsetting to just see how ruthless they've been about, thanks, David, about confirming this, about confirming their new justice, who's going to be pro-choice. She's going to probably be anti-marriage equality. And so it's a really frightening time and it's a really frustrating time. Okay. So what do we do in the next 42 days? What can we do in the next 42 days? Well, I'll tell you. Because today is National Voter Registration Day, it means you need to not only register to vote, but if you're already registered to vote, you need to check to make sure that your registration is current and that you are registered and that you haven't been purged. It's very important to try to find out if any of those things have occurred. There's a few states, they're called use it or lose it states, where if you have not said you didn't vote in the last election, they might purge you off the voting rolls. So it's very important that you check your registration to make sure that it's current, to make sure that you are indeed registered. And right now, you should absolutely be applying for your ballots if you haven't already. A lot of states will say you have until the end of October to apply. It is too late to apply then. It is too late. You will not get it on time. You will not send it on time. And I've said this before many times that one of the main reasons why ballots are rejected is because they come in too late. There's other nefarious reasons why exact match laws, maybe your signature isn't perfect. But if you send it in early enough, there's going to be a lot of states that allow you, I'm just checking my comments here. There's a lot of states that will allow you to check to make sure your ballot was rejected or if it was received or if it was counted. Okay. So this is why you want to get your ballot right now. Some states will start sending them out right away. Like I was talking to a person in Oklahoma. She was like, when can I send in my ballot? I said, the second you get your ballot, read over your ballot, read over the instructions, flip over your ballot, make sure there's nothing behind it. And then you can rest assured that you've followed all the instructions, that you sign your envelope, and then you send it in. And then most states track ballots, so you can find out if they've received the ballot and such, okay? There is another issue that's happening right now that I want to talk about, and that is an issue that's happening with ballots in Pennsylvania, and they're called naked ballots. If I can, I'm going to try to play a quick video about it. It's only going to be 30 seconds. I'm doing this on my phone, so forgive me. It's just a 30-second video I'm going to show you about naked ballots. Okay, here we go.
Put your completed ballot in the envelope marked Official Election Ballot. This is not just a spare white envelope that the governor gave you to keep at home in case you want to send grandma a letter. This envelope, called a privacy envelope, is so important that your ballot may not be counted without it. Put your ballot in there, seal it, but do not write on this special envelope. Step 5. Place the sealed privacy envelope in the larger envelope that has the address of your county.
Okay, so you saw that, all right? So that little video that I just showed you was a little clip from Philadelphia, well, for Pennsylvania, about how they go about doing their ballots. Their ballots have 2 envelopes, not just one. And one of those envelopes is called a privacy envelope. So the reason why this is a big deal is if you don't utilize both of those envelopes, your vote is not going to count. Okay, so that's very panicky. Yeah, it's unbelievable, but it's totally true. You have to look at your ballot, read your ballot, flip it over, read your ballot again. Make sure that you aren't marking on the privacy envelope, putting it in that envelope, and then putting it into the official envelope to send back to their county clerks in Pennsylvania. There was an article that came out in the Philadelphia Inquirer, I believe it was last week, that was talking about naked ballots, which they're called, which means that you did not put your ballot inside the privacy ballot, inside the postal ballot. And they were saying that Joe Biden could lose the election because a lot of people don't know that there's 2 envelopes that they need to use. Oh my God. So if you have a friend in Pennsylvania, if you know someone there, if your cousin lives there, if you live there, please spread the information about those 2 types of envelopes. Okay, please. So that's what's happening with that. I'm also going to talk about the fact that there's something else I want you to do right now. Okay, there's a phone number I want you to put in your phone right now. Okay, and it's a phone number you might end up utilizing a lot. Please put this phone number in your phone. It's the 866-OUR-VOTE. 866-687-8683. Okay? This is a phone number you can utilize anytime you have an issue with voting. Maya, I have an issue with voting. Someone is asking me a question. Please remind U.S. citizens overseas to vote. Yes, I just reminded a U.S. citizen to vote yesterday. That was my cousin Sophie, who lives in Paris. So overseas people, please do that, okay? And now, you have to do it now. And there's a lot of tracking for overseas, which is fabulous, okay? But right now, I really want you to just put this phone number in your phone. I know it might seem like, I don't think I'm going to run into any issues and I think it'll be fine. No. Put this phone number in your phone because something very panicky happens if you have an issue at the polls. It is so upsetting when your vote doesn't count. It is so upsetting if you go up there and they tell you, listen, you've been purged off the rolls. We don't see your name here. You may not know what to do in that moment. What you do in that moment is you call 1-866-687-8683. By the way, they are a nonpartisan hotline. They are there to help everyone make sure their vote counts. So please put that phone number in your phone. Text your friends that number. Just say to them, hey, would you guys put in this phone number? And you can put it under election help or our vote help, whatever you need. But please put that in your phone because they are there to help you to make sure this election is going to be so tough There's so many obstacles to move. It makes me sad sometimes. It shouldn't be this hard, but it is. And it is right now. So I really want you to make sure that you put that number in your phone. I still want to remind people that there's a need for poll workers. We still need to make sure that all the polling locations are open. I think there's a deadlines in some states so that you know, where you can't be a poll worker. So find out if your state is still has time to have you sign up to become a poll worker. And then there was one more thing I wanted to talk about. Oh, so you saw today, I tweeted on Twitter today that Mike Bloomberg is giving $16 million to help reentrants vote in Florida. That is incredibly generous. It is. $16 million is nothing to sniff at. My issue right now is that I believe October 5th is the last day people can register to vote in Florida. I'll double check that later, but I believe it's October 5th. A lot of states cut off voter registration on October 5th. They do. Okay, so that's soon. That's in less than 2 weeks. So you guys only have 2 weeks left. So right now we're in, I don't want to say emergency mode. How many more emergencies do we have? But right now we need to make sure that these fees are paid off for the reentrants. Florida voted to make sure that people that were formerly incarcerated, that had served their time when they got out of being incarcerated, that they were going to get their civil rights back. And Florida voted overwhelmingly to let these people who were reentering society to have their voting rights back. And the GOP in Florida made a poll tax happen. If they owed any money, they weren't going to be able to vote. So a lot of us are giving and donating money to make sure that people can vote in Florida. It's about 1.4 million people that got the right back to vote, but also owe fees. So follow the Florida Restoration Coalition. They're on Twitter, they're online. You can give them a Google, donate some money. I know they said that they are still trying to raise, I think, about another $5 million, but go find out and double check, okay? There are a lot of great organizations doing wonderful work at this point. I want you to feel good about that. But I want people to know this. A lot of people go, you know what? They've got it. They're taking care of it. Oh, look at Maya. She's raising money for the House elections and for the Senate elections. I did. I think I raised like $10,000 now, which is amazing. But hello, we all have to work to that level or more. There are people that are working so hard, they inspire me to work harder, okay? We all only have 42 days left to save our democracy. And I know that people have a grand cynicism right now about that. They're just like, whatever. Please don't be whatever. We only have 42 days. So I just want to make sure that you're supporting organizations. And the best thing you can do right now, I'm going to harp on this every single day because I'm doing live every day and bringing you the latest voting news, is I really want you to make phone calls. I'm making phone calls. I'm going to make phone calls for Joe Biden. I was looking to make phone calls for Doug Jones. I'm looking to make phone calls on behalf of people that are really coming close to winning, right? Doug Jones really needs our help right now. Jamie Harrison really needs our help right now. There are some elections that are there where the Democrats are winning. Like, I'm going to say winning. They're doing much better in the polls. That's what I'm trying to say. Like Mark Kelly, he's doing much better in the polls than maybe Jamie Harrison. But Jamie Harrison's right there, and that's why we need to support Jamie Harrison. Okay, this is why we need to help people make sure we are calling on their behalf. And by the way, and I said this last week, if you're shy and you're worried about making phone calls, they train you how to do it. They train you what to say. So please, 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 please consider making phone calls for at least 2 candidates because they need that right now. My friend David today showed me that there are some people that are doing virtual canvassing, which I think is very cool. You should find out if your candidate is doing it. It basically is putting like little door knockers on their door handles to give information. So it still has that personal touch while keeping us safe from COVID. Okay. I love you all. If you're really having a hard time right now with everything that's happening with Ruth Bader Ginsburg and the replacement on SCOTUS, I want to assure you that I understand that. It's really hard to stay positive. I'm a pretty positive person, and I was suffering a little today because I saw the meanness and the hypocrisy, and I'm tired of it, and I know you're tired of it. But the only way that we get out of this is really busting our ass these next 42 days, making phone calls, supporting on the ground organizations by throwing them a few dollars, helping. We have to flip the Senate. There's a possibility that we can. We have to do it. Okay? That's it. I will talk to you all tomorrow. Okay?